Hello, I'm Rebecca Colebrook. I think I'm 26 years old. You'd think I'd know, but pretty sure. I'm probably never gonna post this because I don't really know what I'm doing. But I've been inspired by Elise Myers. She's a very cool lady. I both am extremely grateful for her content and also envious because I think we have, well, you always find similarities in people that you admire, and you have thoughts like, oh, I wish I could do that, or I think I could do that, But the kind of content that she releases, I'm like, I've had thoughts of like wanting to release that kind of content. And I'm really glad that it's like working for her and that people are seeing a authentic and genuine human being exist that's positive and honest about the complications of life and feelings and everything. Right now, I'm trying to process and think about. So I was on Facebook and I saw this post. I'm a Christian. I have been for as long as I can remember. I grew up in the evangelical church, a very small church in a small town, and I love my faith. There are things, I don't know, there are always things, but anyway, that's a tiny touch on my background with my faith, I guess. But I was scrolling and I saw this post about how as a culture and as like what Christian culture has become, we have adapted our values and our perceptions of what is right based on our culture rather than being based on what we know of God and what we see of God in Scripture and so on and so forth. So there's that, and there's me feeling like tension and anxiety around that because I want to be a good Christian. I want God to be pleased with me. I want people to know the freedom of knowing God, of knowing Christ and who He is and what He can provide for us. And then I watched, I was in tears. I watched oh God, I don't even remember. I think it maybe was Grammys or something, but it was Lizzo's acceptance speech, I guess, that she gave. And that woman is so powerful. So much gratitude and so much, just she fought for what she believed in. And she made it, and she was thanking Beyonce, and she told a story about when she was younger, she skipped school to go to a Beyonce concert and how that changed her life, and how Beyonce's music changed her life, and how she has just wanted to be an artist that creates positive and uplifting K-Love, right? No, not K-Love. Positive music about people's bodies and love and connection and life, instead of degrading, shameful content that we so often hear on the radio station. But man, like, so much life there, and it's hard to feel like if I want to lean into this part of me that like wants to, I don't even know what it is. I'm not going to be able to articulate it right now. Deep breath. Essentially what it feels like is I don't want to care about what people think. I don't want to care about how I'm perceived in the world. I don't want shame or fear or anxiety to keep me from pursuing the things that I care about and want, even if I keep getting pushback. Like, if I care about something, I want to live out my life as though I care about that thing. And I guess the question is then, what is it that I care about? And I think, as a kid, like, I always wanted to be, like, a singer or something like that, even though I've always been a super, like, stage frighty, so much anxiety kind of person in front of people, performing in front of people. But, like, I want to be a positive voice to the world. But I have this voice inside of me screaming that makes me feel like a little child that's like, you can't do it. You can't articulate things well enough. You're not funny enough or pretty enough to, like, I don't know. You're not good enough. You need to be better first before you can do it. And I feel that a lot within my life, especially recently as I started a new job a few months ago. I feel that a lot. I just don't want to be held back by that anymore. And for some reason, not for some reason, but I feel fear that if I pursue freedom from those things in the way that I'm seeing them in the culture, that I will be not living in alignment with God's vision for life and for my life and for... Just saying that out loud though it just feels icky, because like God doesn't want me to be bound to... I believe God doesn't want me to be bound to being held back because of fear. I feel like people are always saying, like, God says do not fear a million times in the scripture. It's like 300 sometimes. I don't know. Don't quote me. And people would probably say to that, well, you're using that out of context. But I don't know. When you look at Jesus, like, he lived like Lizzo, Like, he knew what he wanted. He knew what he had to do and had to be for the world, and he loved the world enough, the people in it, to do what he had to do, and he did crazy things in order to pursue that. The reality is he could have not done it. Like, at some point he could have decided not to give up his life for the rest of us. He had a lot of opportunities to do that. So I don't know. I think about that now as I'm, like, processing that. I'm like, his life aligns more in my mind with these people that I'm seeing, culture that I'm drawn to, that my heart, like, feels life from. Because they're not bound by fear and shame. They experience those things, but they don't let those things rule their lives. They continue moving forward. It's just tricky. Don't want to do it wrong, Anyway. I feel pretty confident that this video will never be seen by anyone. But I thought I should say something. Do something. So, there we go. Peace and love, folks. Here's Rue. Hey, Rue, can you say hi? Good boy. Okay, bye.